Welcome to the Kevin Dunn Show, and we are so excited that you've taken time out to join us. Have another special guest today, Debbie Dooley, the Atlanta Tea Party co-founder. We're going to take a quick commercial break, and once we come back, we're going to find out a lot about Debbie and some of the things that she's involved with.
Do you want to reduce stubborn pockets of fat without surgery, pain, or downtime in just 20 minutes? iLipo uses advanced non-surgical laser technology to shrink fat cells, delivering immediate results in a safe, clinically proven 20-minute treatment.
I've lost 2 inches in just 20 minutes. It's amazing.
What I like most about the iLipo laser is that it's both safe and effective.
iLipo is the only on-skin laser FDA cleared for fat reduction. Contact your aesthetic provider or premier OBGYN and ask for the iLipo.
Visit your local iLipo provider, Back to Life Chiropractic Center on Lafayette Parkway in front of the mall in LaGrange.
At Charter Bank, you get totally free checking with online statements. You betcha. Free mobile banking, free online banking, free online bill pay, free debit card, even a new account gift. Free. At Charter Bank, we're here to wow you. And totally free checking is just the beginning. Come see us or open online at charterbank.net. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Life in the country is a conscious choice. And with that choice comes hard work, attention to detail, and investing in the right tools to keep your home or farm at its best. So why choose anything but the very best zero turns on the market today? Exmark. Known for their durability, precision cut, and time-saving performance, Exmarks are the preferred brand of mowing equipment for the landscape professional and people like you who take pride in their lawn. For special pricing incentives, visit exmark.com or your local dealer.
Trailers, Jewelry and Pawn, 504 Greenville Street, serving LaGrange for 42 years.
Maximum Tax Professionals in West Point has an expert staff that will meet all your tax preparation needs. Maximum Tax Professionals would love to prepare your taxes. Their ultimate goal is to maximize your return with you receiving your refund usually within 7 days. They offer free estimates, W-2 Express, notary services, and all military, self-employed, and walk-ins are welcome. You can even earn cash on referrals. And don't forget to ask them about Audit Plus Protection. If you would like your return maximized, visit Maximum Tax Professionals in West Point.
Pop's Party Place in LaGrange, with more than just inflatables on our soft floors, has the largest party space in the region. Of course, Pop's specialty is our giant party playroom, especially equipped for you and your child to make great birthday memories. School classes and teams celebrate with us too. Does your group need to raise money? Call about our Spirit Days. Now open weekdays for discounted parties and open play. The star in your family has a place at Pop's. Check out the new club room for teens and adults. Perfect for the Sweet 16, turning 13, and the Big 4-0. Call for a tour today and find us on Facebook, Pop's Party Place, where kids can be kids.
Welcome back to the Kevin Dunn Show, and we have Debbie Dooley. How are you, Debbie?
It's an honor to be here. Thank you.
Thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule. Debbie, you are the co-founder of the Atlanta Tea Party. Tell us a little bit about the Tea Party, how did this party originate, and how did it come into existence?
Well, actually, the Tea Party had its really founding roots under the Bush administration.
Okay.
He passed a lot of bad policy, No Child Left Behind, the TARP bailouts, big government, and the Medicare Prescription Drug Act. So a lot of people were disgruntled, and then in January 2009, people continued to be disgruntled, and then it started to be massive cronyism, bailing out these large corporations for their, irresponsibility. We were rewarding them for failure. And so the Tea Party began on the scene, and we held our first Tea Party February 27, 2009 at the Georgia Capitol. And just for the record, one thing that I would like to tell all of your viewers, like all doctors, all hospitals, all automobile dealerships and businesses are not alike, all Tea Parties are not alike as well. There are different brands, a lot of groups address different issues. Atlanta Tea Party never has addressed social issues. We have gay members, we have African American members, Hispanic members, we have minorities, and with us, it is actually policy over party, and we've butted head quite frequently in Georgia with Republicans because they are in charge. So in Georgia, we've actually butted heads more often and been at odds with the Republicans and not the Democrats. We've worked side by side with Democrats on issues that in opposition to the Republican position. So there's been a lot of things that we've worked with the AFL-CIO, Teamsters Union, NAACP, Sierra Club, Common Cause, and just across the spectrum. So we are really policy over party. And we do not care about pigmentation at all.
That's great. That's great. The name Tea. Now, when there was a name for the party, looking for a name, where does the T come in at?
Well, it's actually, we were inspired by Rick Santelli's rant in February on the Chicago trading floor. It was about the massive bailouts, about the bailouts of mortgages and things like that. And, you know, the Boston Tea Party against excessive taxation and oppressive government. And Rick Santelli said, let's hold a Tea Party here. It's time for another Tea Party. So that's where it actually, the call for the Tea Party originated from. I was one of 22 on the call to plan the first round of Tea Parties, and on February 27th, 2009, I was one of 22. So that's where we're from. Most Tea Party activists are just as disgruntled at the Republican Party and you know, some of their issues as they are at the Democratic Party and some of their issues. Again, you know, we oppose cronyism, we oppose corporate welfare, and we say be consistent with your values. Don't point the finger and talk about, oh, look at all these welfare people and welfare recipients. Let's look at the corporate welfare recipients. Let's look at the Farm Bill. Let's look at all these subsidies that coal and oil have been receiving since the 1940s. Let's be consistent. Corporations, like the Atlanta Braves corporations, they're rich. If they want to build a stadium, they should pay for it, not the average taxpayer. So those are some of the things that we actually stand for.
Now, the meeting that you talked about that happened in 2009, is it true 20,000 people showed up for that meeting?
It was in April 15th. It was at the, that was April 15th, 2009. Fox News was here. Sean Hannity, there were 20,000 people. We had to block, thank goodness for the Atlanta City Police and the Capitol Police. They were very helpful, and we had to block city streets. It was a lot more people than what was expected. Again, you know, at the first Tea Party we had February 27th, we expected 50, we had 300, and there were signs, people upset at the Republicans because of the direction under Bush. They weren't happy with his policies either. And so, you know, as I said, with us, it's most definitely policy over party.
And I didn't know that either.
A lot of people don't.
Now tell us, what role do you play as being one of the co-founders?
Well, I'm co-founder of Atlanta Tea Party. I serve on the board of directors of Tea Party Patriots. I'm also state coordinator here in Georgia. I co-founded Green Tea Coalition, which partners groups from the left and right together to advocate for energy policy, common sense energy policy, free market energy, and We do a lot. There's been a lot of things that we've worked on under the Georgia legislature.
Okay.
That, we work with Common Cause Georgia on tough ethics reform. The Republican Speaker of the House made the statement that hell would freeze over before ethics reform passed the House body. Well, hell must have frozen over because we had it passed last year, this past session. I've received a Democracy Award a year ago for my work with ethics reform. Jason Carter received the award, who's Jimmy Carter's grandson. And I really have friends on the left and right that I work with. The power structure on both sides, whether they're on the left or right, they don't like the average people coming together and working together because they know that the real power is with the people and not with the elected officials. So I would encourage everyone to reach out to groups that if you agree on issues, don't focus on your differences. Focus on what you have in common. We came together, as you know, with T-Splost. We had the NAACP, you had the Sierra Club, you had Tea Parties, you had conservative groups that were all coming together opposing the Chamber of Commerce, the governor, the lieutenant governor, Speaker of the House. They had over $10 million they spent statewide. We came together with no money, but we had a vision and a purpose, and we had great coordination, and we won overwhelmingly that fight. Mayor Reed supported. Was one of the very big vocal opponents. So when you think outside the box, the people can come together and win against enormous odds. You have to be willing to put your differences aside.
That's very key, and focus on the issue at hand. Why are you, I hear so much passion when I hear you talk. Why are you so passionate about this organization? Because I have a grandson who was born December 3rd, 2008. And he is he's the joy of my life. I mean, that is, grandparents know what I'm talking about. I mean, when you hold your first grandchild and you begin to be concerned about the future, I waited for people to step up in regard to Green Tea Coalition and some of these other things I'm involved in. No one would step to the plate. As far as alternative energy, conservatives have been brainwashed for years that energy is bad and that alternative energy is bad. But I actually investigate. I don't take anybody's word for anything. I don't listen to talking points. I find out the facts myself, and that's what people need to do. I love this nation. We have the greatest nation on the face of this earth. We have to preserve it for future generations. We can't just talk about here and now. We have our grandchildren and great-grandchildren that we have a responsibility to pass and take care of our natural resources so they can live in a world and have the same liberties and freedoms that we enjoyed as growing up. That's incredible, incredible. We're going to get ready to pause and take a quick commercial break. And when we come back, we're going to find out what actually piqued your interest. Okay, be glad to. Wanting to be a part of this organization and wanting to be a spokesperson where change could be implemented in our society. Going to take a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back with more with Debbie Dooley, the Atlanta Tea Party co-founder.
Do you want to reduce stubborn pockets of fat without surgery, pain, or downtime in just 20 minutes? iLipo uses advanced non-surgical laser technology to shrink fat cells, delivering immediate results in a safe, clinically proven 20-minute treatment.
I've lost 2 inches in just 20 minutes. It's amazing.
What I like most about the iLipo laser is that it's both safe and effective.
iLipo is the only on-skin laser FDA cleared for fat reduction. Contact your aesthetic provider or Premier OBGYN and ask for the iLipo.
Visit your local iLipo provider, Back to Life Chiropractic Center on Lafayette Parkway in front of the mall in LaGrange.
At Charter Bank, you get totally free checking with online statements. You betcha. Free mobile banking, free online bill pay, free debit card. even a new account gift, free. At Charter Bank, we're here to wow you. And totally free checking is just the beginning. Come see us or open online at charterbank.net. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Life in the country is a conscious choice. And with that choice comes hard work, attention to detail, and investing in the right tools to keep your home or farm at its best. So why choose anything but the very best zero turns on the market today? Exmark. Known for their durability, precision cut, and time-saving performance, Exmarks are the preferred brand of mowing equipment for the landscape professional and people like you who take pride in their lawn. For special pricing incentives, visit exmark.com or your local dealer.
Trailers, Jewelry and Pawn, 504 Greenville Street, serving LaGrange for 42 years.
Maximum Tax Professionals in West Point has an expert staff that will meet all your tax preparation needs. Maximum Tax Professionals would love to prepare your taxes. Their ultimate goal is to maximize your return with you receiving your refund usually within 7 days. They offer free estimates, W-2 Express, notary services, and all military, self-employed, and walk-ins are welcome. You can even earn cash on referrals. And don't forget to ask them about Audit Plus Protection. If you would like your return maximized, visit Maximum Tax Professionals in West Point.
Pop's Party Place in LaGrange, with more than just inflatables on our soft floors, has the largest party space in the region. Of course, Pop's specialty is our giant party playroom, especially equipped for you and your child to make great birthday memories. School classes and teams celebrate with us too. Does your group need to raise money? Call about our Spirit Days. Now open weekdays for discounted parties and open play. The star in your family has a place at Pop's. Check out the new clubroom for teens and adults. Perfect for the Sweet 16, turning 13, and the Big 4-0. Call for a tour today and find us on Facebook, Pop's Party Place, where kids can be kids.
Welcome back to the Kevin Dunn Show, where we have Debbie Dooley, the Atlanta Tea Party co-founder. And now we're going to ask Debbie, what piqued your interest to be a part of this movement? What attracted you to want to be a part of the Tea Party?
Well, I was tired of the policies of the Republican Party. Mm-hmm. And I felt like that they would say one thing but do another. Our debt is just so out of control, and I do believe our nation should take care of the ones that are unable to take care of themselves. I do believe we have a responsibility to them. Mm-hmm. My dad's VA, I mean, he is in the VA system. He has a lot of health issues. Mm-hmm. But unless we right the path our nation is on with the spending, we're not going to have money to take care of the less fortunate, the ones that need our help. Green Tea Coalition, one of the things with Green Tea Coalition is that I don't support cronyism. Most Tea Party activists I know do not support corporate welfare. We don't support cronyism. We're tired of the hypocrisy. We're tired of the hypocrisy and the money actually running Washington, D.C. There's lobbyists run Congress in D.C., but I believe that there was something that came up during this past session that was with the Georgia Public Service Commission. Georgia Power submits their IRP, which is an integrated resource plan, and the Public Service Commission approves it. Well, Georgia Power did not even include solar, so we got involved and we felt like, okay, solar needs to be part of the mix. If you stop and think about it, there is nothing in our nation that is more centralized and more prone and a bigger target for a terrorist attack than our energy grid, our power grid. There was a report that Bush commissioned from his Department of Homeland Security that assessed the vulnerability of our electric grid. Well, no great surprise considering President Bush, but you can tell I'm not a fan of Karl Rove or President Bush, but you can tell from my voice. But he had the report classified. President Obama actually declassified it. The report stated that a well-coordinated terrorist attack on transformers, on substations, could plunge our nation into darkness for 2 weeks. And the big thing is, people don't understand, you don't have to have a bomb to go to a power plant and blow it up.
Wow.
You go to a substation, shotgun, hurl projectiles at substations and transformers. It's a very well-coordinated attack. And all the equipment is so antiquated and old, it would take a week or two to get the equipment back functioning. Well, if you have solar, and if our energy moves towards a more decentralized structure, it's hard for a terrorist to go out, to attack 1 million rooftops, solar rooftops. You're still going to have power. When the hurricane hit in New Jersey and it plunged them into darkness, the people that had solar panels recovered very quickly, and they had power while others did not. So it is a matter of free market. We don't believe the government should pick winners and losers. And let's face the facts, subsidies, tax credits, monopolies, the government's picking winners and losers instead of we the consumers and the market. Let all energy compete on a level playing field, and let the people, we the people, decide what energy source is best. Let's cut out energy subsidies, coal and nuclear, very heavily subsidized since the 1940s, yet you don't hear Karl Rove and some of his cronies talk about that. Most of the time the conservatives, some of the Republicans, and some of the conservatives, all they talk about is cylinder of solar or solar subsidies. Stop being hypocritical. You have some conservatives like me that are outspoken, and they demand that we need to move towards a new decentralized structure. But you have some that are just very hypocritical in what they do. They want to protect, I guess, their donors, and they believe in corporate welfare and cronyism.
Wow, this is a lot of valuable,
I know,
information. No problem. That's just, I mean, I never heard that before, and I'm sure a lot of our listeners haven't heard that as well. Now, you touched on this a bit earlier.
Okay.
People have said that the Tea Party is anti-African American, anti-Democrat. Tell us, I know you said the NAACP was involved with a big movement.
Yes.
Tell us, why do you think people think that?
It's because they listen to talking points, and all Tea Parties are not the same, as I said. And there were some that, may have led to that. We, but our group is not. And we were new on the scene, and we had an African American president, President Obama, one of the greatest campaigners this nation has ever seen. And I think people just incorrectly jump to that conclusion. We're anti-cronyism, we're anti-corporate welfare, and we're pro-Constitution. We believe that the power belongs to the people. We believe it's our money, not the government's money that they spend. And that we're concerned that if we continue on the path we're on, that, for example, this latest budget deal. Well, they roll back the sequester cuts, but what did they do in regard to defense? They had a choice with the sequester cuts. So on one hand, you could say, well, let's roll back the sequester cuts so they can get military equipment, and it would appease the military contractors that were not getting the military contracts that donate sums of money. What they decided to do was to roll back the cuts, give equipment at the expense of our veterans, our men and women who were injured in the line of duty protecting our nation. So they decided, well, we're going to cut their retirement. That's what's wrong with that, with the picture, is the choices that some of our elected officials have made. We owe a debt of gratitude to our men and women in the armed forces that have served or are still serving. we treat them, our nation treats them very poorly for what they've done.
Wow.
Yet, you know, in this sequester cut, when they had a very, they could make a very big statement, they chose the contractors over the backs of our men and women that have served our armed forces honorably. I would encourage you to check the Tea Parties out. Not all, you know, Atlanta Tea Party, we're statewide. Get involved with us. We're on Facebook. Debbie Dooley, I'm on Facebook. Get active with Green Tea Coalition. We have a Facebook page. Get active with us. We work, I mean, there was a bill, the Senate Bill 469. The Chamber of Commerce and the Republican leadership were wanting to pass legislation. It passed the House that would curtail labor union protest. Everyone else had a right to protest, but the labor union, we felt it was unconstitutional that they singled out the labor unions. So we held a joint press conference, Sierra Club, Occupy Atlanta, NAACP, Teamsters, AFL-CIO, communication workers. We brought in Georgia Right to Life. We brought in Georgia Conservatives in Action and Tea Party groups, and we took a stand, and we were principled in our stand. You can't cherry pick your principles. We went to bat, and we worked hard, and we stayed. The last day of the session, I was up there to after 12 midnight, making sure that I was there if we needed to do anything so that bill would not pass. We effectively killed it by all of our groups working together. That is just one example of where we were on the opposite side of what many of the Republicans in leadership under the Gold Dome, we were on the side of Democrats, and that we had them speak. Ethics reform is another instance where we fought a lot of pushback, but we had to turn to Democrats like Jason Carter. Josh McCoon is a Republican. Great. I mean, he is a true statesman. With Josh, it's the good of the state and good of the country. So we do have people on both sides that are good and that are not afraid of coming together and working together. We, the people, have the real power in this nation, whether you're Democrat or Republican. And I just felt like it's high time we rise up and take our power back.
Wow, wow. Then we got one last question I want to ask you. You've been very adamant, you and the Tea Party, about this new stadium being built in Cobb County for the Atlanta Braves. Can you just give us quickly on why that is not a good idea for the citizens of Cobb County?
Because the Braves organization, I love the Atlanta Braves, as a private corporation, they have a right to move wherever they want to as long as they pay for it. Okay, it's cronyism, it's corporate welfare. This at a time when the school systems have furloughed teachers. They're $80 million in debt. Cronyism is rampant. Why should the taxpayers pay for it? If the Braves want a new stadium, let them pay for it. And this whole thing, the way this whole thing was done, Mayor Kasim Reed and I totally disagreed with the Falcon Stadium being paid for with public funding. But Mayor Reed did not rush it. He held public hearings. The Republicans on the Cobb County Commission refused to hold public hearings, refused to delay the vote, and the Democrat on the commission, Lisa Cupid, stood with us on this, and she voted no. So this is another instance. Why should we pay for a billionaire to build a sports stadium to make a profit on? Why should we, the people, do that? Look at the small businesses that need assistance. Have they received any? No, and that's wrong.
Well, thank you so much, Debbie Dooley. I appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedule to come and be a guest on the Kevin Dunn Show. And I'd like to let you know, if there's a topic that you would like to see discussed on the Kevin Dunn Show, please email us at thekevindunshow@wjcntv.com. Have a wonderful day.